Hey, this is Steve Horvath. We're going to talk about swim jigs. Now, swim jigs is a simple subject, and swim jigs are about as complex as you make them out to be. But I keep it very simple. I fish basically 3 colors of swim jigs. White, some form of green pumpkin, and some form of black and blue. Generally, the dirtier the water, the darker the color I'll use. Or, if there's a shad spawn going on, white, definitely white. If you're fishing around a lot of bluegill beds, green pumpkin is very good. So, let's talk about some of the trailers we're going to use. When it comes to my swim jig fishing, there's basically 2 types of trailers. There are craw trailers, like this Z-Craw Junior in South African Special. Another type of craw trailer would be the Rage Menace. The other type of trailer will be the soft swim bait. This is a 3.75 Rage Swimmer in black and blue. Now, I pretty much keep the trailers relatively close to the jig colors. If I'm using a white jig, it'll mostly be a white trailer. If I'm using a darker jig, it'll be a darker color. Sometimes I'll go with just a regular dark, like a black, like the South African Special, or maybe I'll take and use a black and blue. In either case, they're both a good imitator of a bluegill or even a crawfish. So, how do we decide what size jig head to use? Well, I keep it pretty simple. There's only 2 sizes I use. One is a 1/4, one is 3/8. I use a 1/4 when I'm fishing very shallow cover, very sparse cover, or I'm going to reel it relatively slowly. The 3/8 I'll fish in deeper cover. I'll fish it in denser cover since it'll tend to not pop out of the water so much. And I'll also tend to fish it where I'll use it as a fall bait, which will oftentimes be around holes in grass and stuff like that. And if I'm going to do that, I'll use a craw trailer. Now, that's it. It's basic, right? Let's talk about a few little hacks that we can use to make our swim jig fishing a little bit better. Okay, 2 swim jigs. Different trailers, but that's not what I want you to look at. This is a bushier trailer. This is a sparser trailer. Okay? Bushy trailer helps keep this up in the water. A sparse trailer like this will help you get head wobble. Just like in a swim bait, as this swims, you'll see head wobble. One more little hack. You'll notice there's no weed guard on this jig. If I'm fishing around really open water, riprap, a bare shoreline, a point with little or no vegetation, or even some vegetation, you'll hook up much better without the weed guard. Also, fishing around floating docks where there's really nothing to get hung up on. Again, go without a weed guard. And to tell you the truth, fishing a swim jig is just that easy. Hey, I'm Steve. Hope you learned a little something.